Regrets or no regrets? What a loaded question. Welcome back, everybody. Today's video I'm excited to do because it's going to be a will I buy it again. I'm gonna go through 11 eyeshadow palettes that I purchased myself and just discuss, would I buy them again? Do I regret buying them? Do I not regret buying them? Am I gonna declutter them? I don't know. That's what we are doing today. So this video idea comes from Dolly Mama Beauty, and I will link her channel down below. I met her last weekend at the Creators and Friends holiday party, and we have talked to each other for many years now online. And I do remember a couple years ago that she reached out to me and said she was gonna do a spin-off of my Will I Buy It videos. I started posting the Will I Buy It videos back in like 2016 or something, and this was a way to talk about new makeup releases without actually having to like go out and buy all the new makeup releases, and I would just talk about will I buy them. And so she messaged me and said that she wanted to start a series of will I buy it again. And I remember at the time thinking how fun, I should do that too, and then I never did. And then we were talking about it at the holiday party and I was like, wait, I am gonna do that video idea. So I wasn't kidding. That is what I'm sitting down to do today. So I just grabbed out 11 eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I was going for 10, but you know me, can't count. Again, I'm just gonna run through if I was deciding right now, would I purchase these again? Would I? And I think it's gonna be kind of interesting because 2023 and even into like 2022 was definitely when I've started to cut down my makeup collection. So I mentioned 2016, that is when I started beauty YouTube. I still have a really big makeup collection, but it used to be even bigger. This last year, I've been really focusing on cutting down my collection. I'm doing a lot of declutters. I've done some makeup collection and declutter videos so far during Vlogmas. But I think that will also play into a little bit when it comes to deciding if I'm going to purchase these eyeshadow palettes again. So I don't know, I just think it's gonna be interesting as we go through some of these. So let's see. I will say I have a lot of Natasha Denona palettes. I'm gonna kind of break them up here, but Natasha Denona does have my favorite eyeshadow formula, and I do tend to purchase a lot from the brand, especially her eyeshadow palettes. I also love her lip products. Like I'm wearing like a lip liner today. I did just finish filming a try to get ready with me. Not sure the order of my videos because it's Vlogmas and it's kind of just hold on for dear life at this point. But there will be a try to get ready with me where I actually speak about the Creators and Friends holiday party that my company hosted last weekend in Las Vegas, where I met Amy or Dolly Mama Beauty. So I'm gonna sprinkle in a few Natasha Denona along the way. But let's start it off with the Glam palette. All right. Absolutely, yes. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes from Natasha Denona. I reach for this one so much. So I'm definitely more of a neutral eyeshadow girl, and I do also love me some cool tones. When I saw the Glam palette being released, I was like, you will be mine. You will be mine. So these are the midi palettes from Natasha Denona. They do retail for $69. I do have an affiliate discount code with Natasha, which is SAMANTHAMARCH. Gets you 15% off on the website, but I do not receive PR from them, which is kind of strange. I've received one palette in PR from Natasha Denona ever. So that's why I just end up buying, you know, all the eyeshadow palettes for myself. But the Glam palette is definitely a favorite of mine. I love this one. It's fantastic. It's a nice travel palette too. I do quite a bit of traveling now. This is a nice one to throw into my bag because I just feel like I can do all of my favorite looks with the Glam palette. All right, next up I have one from Patrick Ta. So this is the Major Dimension palette. Okay. This one was more expensive as well. I want to say this was maybe like $64 is in my mind. It's like somewhere around that price. Like I should have my notes in front of me, but I don't. I like this palette because it's nice and neutral as well. You have two cream shadows over here, which I like. Then you have mattes and shimmers. Okay, so what's funny to me, here we go, as I try to talk my way through this. I liked this palette so much, I purchased the Major Dimension 2, which has more of the mauve-y, like rose tones in there. So to me, I'm like, if I liked it so much that I purchased the second palette, then I would definitely purchase this one again, right? I'm gonna say no for this one. I like it, and this is my running theme right now in all of my YouTube videos. I'm doing the collection and the declutter videos, doing the reviews, and one thing that I keep coming back to is that there is a lot of good makeup releases right now. I touch on this in my Get Ready With Me video. I heard my friend Angie talking about this in one of her videos of like, makeup has really progressed these days, and the way makeup is made and manufactured, there's just good makeup products. Of course there's gonna be bad ones, but there's not a lot of like out and out misses like there was in 2016, 2017 and before that, you know? And just because products are good doesn't mean that I need to keep them all. Doesn't mean that I need to buy them all. And especially as I'm trying to be in this more minimalist mindset, not just with makeup, with like, you know, other parts of my life as well. Even if there are good products that I like, I don't necessarily need to keep or buy everything. And will I buy it again? I don't feel like I would need to repurchase the Patrick Ta. Like, listen, I've seen the videos of like, if all my makeup gets stolen, what would I repurchase? Listen, I actually got broken into in September. Someone broke into my apartment and stole a bunch of stuff. Not my makeup. I don't know why they bypassed my makeup collection because there was a lot in there. But, you know, just trying to find the humor inside of things. Like, if I were to no longer have the Patrick Ta in my possession for one reason or the other, maybe just a friend took it and didn't give it back to me, I just don't feel like I would need to go out and repurchase it. I like it, but I feel as though the way my collection is trending right now, I'm really keeping my top palettes, my top formulas, and I just don't think I would need to keep the Patrick Ta. So I don't think I would buy it again. Next up from Natasha Denona, let's talk about the bronze palette. I'm wiping dust off of it. Okay, see? See, this is what happens when you have such large makeup collections. You have your makeup that actually has dust on it. Okay, so the bronze palette, beautiful, right? Sunset eyes, a good fall palette. I love the Natasha Denona formula. Would I buy it again? No. I like it, I do. I like it's so pretty. Like, it's so, even just opening it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty. I don't think that I would need to buy it again though. Again, and this, it would be funny for me to do this video like 2 years ago because I truly feel, maybe that's a reason why I didn't do this video when Amy first said that she was doing them, because it was like, I would repurchase everything. I would buy them all again for sure. I'm just in such a different mindset right now that I'm like, even though it's stunning and it's beautiful, I still feel like there's palettes in my collection that I would keep that I could get similar looks from, similar vibes from, you know? It's stunning though. It's a beautiful palette. But I do not think that I would buy it again. Okay, alrighty. And next up we have from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Nuovo palette. This one is so pretty. This palette always kind of caught me off guard. When I saw the like release photos of it coming out, I was like, okay. And then I ran out, I think it was the day that it launched, I ran out to my Sephora to buy it. I'm pretty sure this was the last palette in the store, and I bought it and I was super excited about it. This palette is really pretty. I really like this. I like the formula. The eyeshadow shades are like a little bit softer. The mattes are very smooth. The shimmers can get like a little bit of fallout with, but they're still like, they pop on the lid. I love this matte purple. Like, the matte purple really calls me, but I also love, I'm a neutral lover, but I do love wearing greens. The greens in here are so pretty. I would buy this again. This is a yes for me. I would buy this one again. I also have decluttered a lot of my Anastasia palettes, so that can play into it as well, but yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, I'd buy it again. From Natasha Denona. I could have done this video all on Natasha Denona. We have the Glam Face and Eye palette. So a little bit different from the mini palettes that I've shown. You have a blush in here, a highlight, and then 5 eyeshadows. My first thought when I was thinking about this video is I was gonna say no to this one because it does have a highlight in here, which I don't really wear highlights anymore. It's just not my vibe right now. But you can also use this highlight as an eyeshadow. You can put it on your eyes. I've put it on my eyes and I think that's really beautiful. You have the 5 neutral shades here and then a beautiful cream blush. This is a yes for me. Like, even though I wanted to be like, oh no, like let's think about it and there's a highlight. I love this palette. I love it. I love that you have the different options. I love the big mirror. I love that you have the blush in there. This is a great travel palette as well. Honestly, I'm getting ready to go. I'm filming this on a, heck knows if I know what day it is. I'm going to Scottsdale in like a few days and I'm only packing a carry-on, which sometimes I get nervous with my eyeshadow palettes to put them in like a checked bag, but I'm only going for like 52 hours. So I'm just taking a carry-on and I'm like, I might just bring this palette. It's beautiful. It's so nice to travel with. Also, my girlfriend at Ashley has this one too, and I always see her using it. And I'm like, yeah, girl, get it. Next up, we have from Huda Beauty, and this is the Pretty Grunge palette. This is one of the newer palettes to my collection. I purchased this last month, would have been early November. I went to Austin to see my friend Angie, and we got the last 2 palettes in the store on the day that this palette launched. Now, a big reason that I wanted to buy the Pretty Grunge is because I do love the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. I actually did get that one in PR. I had it in my collection for this video first. I actually did get that one in PR. It's the only PR I've received from Huda Beauty, and it happens to be one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, which I'm like, great, because I don't know if I would have purchased that one on my own, so I'm super happy it got sent to me. But because I love that one so much and I really enjoyed the formula, I was like, I'm gonna do the Pretty Grunge. The cool tones in here, I was like, yes. I did put this one in my last speed reviews video though, and I said that I didn't love it, definitely not as much as the Empowered, but I didn't love it as much as I was hoping I was going to. I feel like some of the shades can get a little like muddy, and just each look, I kind of described it as like the looks don't come out how I think that they're going to come out, and which can happen for me because I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not particularly skilled at makeup. I kind of do the same looks over and over, but I like to sometimes think I know what I'm doing, and then I do a look with this and I'm like, okay, wait, did I use the wrong brush? Did I use too much pressure? Like what's happening here? It's still a nice formula. I like that you have a cream black, but I don't really love that you have like a matte black as well. And I don't know, this is one that I definitely would not buy again. This one's gonna be a no for me. This one is a bit of a tough one for me. Another one from Natasha Denona. And this is the Pastel palette. Okay, so midi size palette, $69, all pastel shades, obviously. See, I like it because I don't really have a pastel palette in my collection. There's been times in the past that I've had like a couple. I'm not a big pastel wearer. I feel like when springtime rolls around, I'm like, I'm gonna do pastels. And then I do like one look and I'm like, okay, that's good. And then I don't do them anymore. So I'm like it's a good formula. Like if you do want a pastel palette, I would recommend this, because with pastel palettes, I can find that it's really hard to build up a shade. It's really hard to get like a good amount of payoff and that sort of things. But with this one, I really, again, Natasha formula, top notch. So this to me, out of all the pastel palettes I've tried, this one is definitely the best. Would I buy it again? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, because I don't feel like I would miss it. But even like the Anastasia palette, like that has that pastel purple in there. Like if I'm really feeling like I need to do pastels for spring, there's other palettes that I could reach into for like one shade, you know? Or get like a ColourPop Super Shock and have that like one shade. Like I don't need a full $69 eyeshadow palette, you know? Let's do another Natasha just for funsies, the Xenon palette. Okay, so this is one of my newer Natasha palettes. I did a video recently doing eye swatches of this one. I didn't love this palette, and I was really hoping that I was going to, because I like the black and white palette. The Blowing Smoke from ColourPop, I always talk about how much I enjoy that one. So I was just really hoping that I would fall in love with this one, and I just didn't. To me, there's just too much white in here. It just is, it's a little too repetitive. I do like the looks that I've done with it. It just, to me, for the $69 15 pan palette, I feel like I just need like a little bit more, you know? Just like a little bit more, and I just don't get it from this one. So would I buy this one again? No. It's a great formula. Like I can't say anything negative about the Natasha formula, especially for all the palettes that I'm speaking of in this video. Formula is great. It's just you need to find that color story that not only do you like and you wear, but you're gonna be excited to jump into it, you know? But luckily she has a lot of options. And then moving over to Glamlite, we have the Dirty Martini palette. If you've been on my channel for a while, there's been a few times where I have gone through long stints with this eyeshadow palette and my love affair for it. Because like I said, neutral lover, but I do love me some green eyeshadow as well. I just do. I just love me some greens. When I saw this palette coming out, I was like, I must absolutely have that. Thank you so much, and no regrets. Would I buy this again? Yes. Like if I want to do a green look, this is the palette that I'm going into. If I want to do, like, I love a green and gold look, she said baby, this is the palette that I go into. I loved the marketing around it. It came with like a martini bottle that I use as like decor. I don't know if that's like classy or not, but I live in Vegas, it's fine. But I do, and the palette, the everything, the artwork, the shades, the mattes are easy to use. The shimmers are stunning. Stunning in this palette. Yes. Yes, I would buy it again. And then we have two Natasha palettes to finish it off with. Yeah, we sure do. Okay, the Yucca palette. Again, a fairly newer release from Natasha. I've given my reviews on this one, so you might know what I'm gonna say. I would not repurchase this one. Kind of the same thing that I said as the Xenon. It's just a little bit too repetitive in here for me. And I love these kind of tones. I love kind of like the khaki and like the muted yellows, and I really do enjoy those shades. Again, formula's great. Can't say anything bad about the formula, but it just, I did a 3 looks with this palette and I felt like they were all the same. And by the time I was doing my 3rd look, I was like, do something different. Like, do something different. And there was like a couple of shades that don't look similar in the pan, but once you put them on the eyes, they look similar, and that was tripping me out. And yeah, it's not my favorite palette from Natasha, but they also can't all be my favorites, you know? Because then what does favorite even mean? It wouldn't mean anything. And lastly, we're gonna finish it off with the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, AKA the palette that I am in love with right now. This color story is definitely me. I love the neutrals. I love the pinky tones in here. I love the mauves in here. I love the mattes in here. I love the shimmers in here. I mean, this is my go-to palette right now. Like if I'm in a hurry, I don't really know what look I want to do, I'm gonna grab out the I Need a Nude. It's stunning. I did eye swatches of every single shade in this palette. I described it as watching a, wait, it's Pantene, right? Wait, what was the commercial with the shampoo? Did I say Pantene? Did I say in my video, did I say Head and Shoulders? Because I was gonna say Head and Shoulders. Help me out in the comments, now I can't remember. But I was shrieking with delight over all of the shades in here. There's like this wet effect formula in this palette that's so stunning. Again, I just love the Natasha formula, so this is a big yes for me. I would definitely buy it again. Okay, so that is about half and half. So I have 5 palettes that I would buy again. Natasha Denona Glam Face and Eye Palette, I Need a Nude, Glamlite Dirty Martini, and the Anastasia. So that means that there's 6 that I wouldn't. Natasha Pastel, Xenon, and Yucca, also Bronze, the Patrick Ta Major Dimension, and the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge. Not bad. Am I gonna declutter these? No, that's not what this video is. Don't, excuse me, I'm already doing declutters right now. We'll have the eyeshadow palettes coming soon. That is not this video, so nobody worry. Nothing's on the chopping block in this video. I just thought it would be something fun to do, and I would love to hear your commentary, of course. If you want to see another Will I Buy It again in different categories, definitely please do just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.